You think you're in control, that the life you're living, the things you want, the choices you make are yours. But what if that's not true? What if most of your biggest decisions, what you wear, who you love, what you believe, were already decided long before you even realized there was a choice to be made? Quietly, subtly, without asking for your permission. And now every day you follow a path that feels normal, but maybe it was never truly yours to begin with. Think about it. How much of what you call your life is actually yours? The way you dress, the career you chase, even the type of people you're drawn to. All of it might just be the result of early programming. From childhood rules to social media feeds, you're being nudged, shaped, and steered every single day. You feel like you're choosing, but you're really reacting. And the cost of that? It's heavy. You wake up one day in a life that doesn't quite feel like your own. You're doing everything right, but something's missing. But here's the truth. It doesn't have to stay that way. Because once you start to see the strings, you can start to cut them. Let's start with the truth. No one likes to admit, your brain often makes choices before you do. Studies in neuroscience have shown that your mind begins preparing for action, but before you consciously decide to act. That means by the time you think you're choosing, the choice is already in motion. But it's not just your brain. It's your upbringing. The things your parents believed, the stories you heard as a kid, the rules you were taught in school, the ads you've seen 1,000 times without realizing. Bit by bit, they've shaped your thoughts until your preferences, your goals, even your idea of success aren't really yours at all. You scroll, you follow trends, you chase goals that were handed to you, not chosen by you, and you keep moving forward thinking you're deciding, but you're just following a script, one that was written long ago by someone else. The Stoics understood this long before science could prove it. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The things you think about determine the quality of your mind." To them, freedom wasn't about doing whatever you wanted. It was about knowing why you wanted in the first place. They believed the first step to real freedom was noticing your thoughts, not blindly obeying them. Epictetus taught that most people are slaves, not to others, but to their own minds. He said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Even centuries ago, they saw what we still struggle with today. We're not suffering because we're weak or lazy. We suffer because we're unaware, trapped in cycles we didn't choose, following beliefs we never questioned. But the moment we stop and look inward, the illusion starts to crack, and something deeper, something real begins to take shape. So how do you take back control? How do you break free from choices that were never really yours? It starts with a simple step. Name the scripts. Every time you want something, ask yourself, where did this desire come from? Who benefits if you chase this goal? You'll be surprised how many of your decisions trace back to someone else's influence. Advertising, tradition, fear of not fitting in. Second, build space between impulse and action. Don't react, respond. When something triggers you, an ad, a comment, a craving, pause. Just breathe. That space, even if it's just a few seconds, gives you power. As Viktor Frankl once said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. And finally, define your core values. Not the ones handed to you, but the ones you choose. What matters to you when the noise fades? What do you want your life to stand for? Because when you live from that place, decisions stop feeling confusing. You stop chasing everything, and you start choosing what truly aligns. Now imagine what that life could feel like. You wake up and there's no fog, no second guessing, no silent pressure pushing you in a direction that doesn't feel right. You look at your choices and know, these are mine. The job you're doing, the people around you, the way you spend your time. None of it feels forced. It feels aligned. You no longer scroll through life waiting for someone to tell you what to want. You move with clarity, you speak with intent, and when life gets loud, and it will, you still know who you are because you've stopped following the script, and now you're writing your own. So now you face a choice, maybe the first real one in a long time. You can keep going the way you are, letting the world decide for you, letting habits, algorithms, and silent expectations guide every move while you convince yourself that you're free. Or you can stop, you can pause, you can begin to question, to unlearn, to choose with intention. Because real freedom isn't doing whatever you want, it's knowing why you want it. If this hits something inside you, if a part of you knows you've been living on autopilot, then it's time to change that. Subscribe. Because here, we don't just talk about waking up, we actually do it. One choice at a time. That's it. There's nothing flashy here. No loud promises. Just a quiet reminder that not every thought you have is truly yours. And not every path you're on was truly chosen. But now you know. And that knowing? That's the beginning of something different. Something real.